Aries, this is your November 2016 reading. It includes both your love as well as your general forecast, and this month I'm telling you the story that happens for you in November. The overarching theme to this story is a card called Perfection, and this says don't aim for perfection. Sometimes good enough is good enough. Consider what the cost of chasing perfection is. In other words, you're probably looking for the perfect scenario, the perfect story to your life, the perfect relationship, the perfect job. And in pursuing that perfection, you are perhaps letting people fall by the wayside, letting wonderful opportunities fall by the wayside, or not giving yourself time or the focus on the fact that you might have a really great job or partner or lifestyle or whatever it is. So take a step back in the 9th of November and appreciate what you do have, even though it may not be perfect. Your story starts off with you having something eating away at you. It has been for a while, and the next card says it's complicated. You're not going to be able to solve this in one go. You're not going to be able to see the end result, even if you plan it just yet. The thing to do is whatever's been eating away at you, just to take one step at a time to try and sort it out. Don't try and understand everything about it, because not everything is clear to you at the moment. In fact, it may never be. But just by taking one small step or one small action to rid yourself of whatever it is that's eating away at you, that's all that's needed at this time. Because then you're going to see the energy channels open up and an abundance will come flowing towards you, whether it's an abundance of help or whether the situation starts righting itself in an abundant way. But at that first step, that one little thing that you're going to do, be it 1, 2, 3 little things, without knowing the complete end result, is what is going to open up the channels. And then you're going to see that perhaps a promise that you made that you couldn't keep, or a promise that someone else made that they couldn't keep, is what is the underlying problem here, or the underlying cause of what was eating away at you. And once you see that and accept it, it's going to heal an old relationship pattern. You may even have broken a promise to yourself. But in acknowledging that a promise has been broken by whomever has broken that promise, you heal that old relationship pattern. And that old relationship pattern has been causing you, shall we say, you're interacting with other people. Doesn't matter what relationship level it is, be it romantic, platonic, work relationships, it's been affecting them. But now that you heal it, now you're going to see change in that department. And once that's happened, a long-held wish comes to fruition. Something preordained even comes to fruition. It opens up channels, obviously, in all avenues of your life. And something which you've kept under wraps, which you've kept quiet, and perhaps not let people know about, can finally be addressed. And this has to do with codependency in your relationships. It's either you or someone else is dependent on something. It could be a substance, it could be a relationship pattern, whatever it is, it's now coming to light and it's going to be addressed. So you are healing relationships this month, Aries. You're dealing with a probably deep, underlying, long-lasting issue that needed resolution, but this month you're going to find it. And whatever it was, you felt betrayed, or you felt as if you're betraying yourself, but there was betrayal here. And now finally justice will be done. What is right is right. There are rules that have to be obeyed in life. This card always makes me think of the Dalai Lama that said, get to know the rules really, really well, so that when you do break them, you break them properly. And this is about knowing the rules. This is about stepping over a line, knowing that when you step over the line, there will be consequences. And even in doing so, one did it anyway, and there was consequences. But again, that message comes through with it. Get to know the rules. If you know them really well, you know how to work around them. And then you don't face the consequences as heavily. There's not so much fallout from what you've done. Because then you're going to make that effort for reconciliation. You're going to extend your hand, or someone else is going to extend their hand to you, and a relationship reaches a truce, basically. You find a middle ground. You either apologize to one another, or someone apologizes to you, or you to someone. But somewhere in there, you make your peace. You make the effort to make that peace. Or you even do so within yourself. It's an important relationship, that, with yourself. And the relationship you have with yourself is what manifests on the outside in your external relationships. So that resolution, that extending your hand, that acknowledgement of what for a long time you perhaps have ignored, that oath that was broken, that betrayal, is all now coming to light, all coming to the surface to be dealt with, to find resolution. And in so doing, you then elevate your life to new levels. You get to see a whole new way of being that is better and more elevated than what you've had before. And you get to realize that some things were forbidden, some things are forbidden to one. Some doors are not supposed to be open. Some relationships are not supposed to be, well, shall we say that the love does not work between you. They are not good for you. Some relationships are just not good for you. You get to acknowledge and see that. And finally, you then know that you are deserving of love, and everybody is deserving of kindness and respect, including the people around you, including yourself. And as simple as that sounds, and almost as naive as that sounds, when one comes to that conclusion, it's a biggie. It's a big one, that. And then your November ends on a cliffhanger. It's actually happening in quite a lot of the star signs for November. But there's a past life relationship here. So for some of you, there's someone from another lifetime entering your life now. You two have unfinished business. You have a story that needs to continue. And then for others of you, once again, that person that is still in your life. To find out how this story continues, we're going to have to wait for December. Right now, the next cards are your guidance cards, and the first one that comes up says that for hearing my thoughts, understanding my dreams, and being my best friend, for filling my life with joy and loving me without end, I do. And the next card says, in love and declarations of passion, heartfelt communication is key. So I'm thinking that past life relationship, if that's the one you're in and you're staying in it, it's now time for heart-to-heart, honest, heartfelt discussions. This is a deeply committed relationship, even though there may have been things happening in it that were not that great. And you could have been responsible, or your partner, or it takes two to tango sometimes, doesn't it? Or if there's somebody, that past life relationship coming into your life, this is a deep, very committed relationship. And it's going to need your honesty, and it's going to need your full heart participating in it. Then your final card that finishes off November for you says celebrate differences. So whether you're in that relationship or you're going to be in that relationship, and it could even be people that you work with on a very close basis. It's on a one-to-one, this relationships that are being spoken about. It says celebrate the differences, about accepting that everybody is not the way you are, finding the common ground, and then enjoying the fact that other people see things differently to you, do things differently to you, actually enjoying the difference rather than seeing this as a reason for separation or for the great divide between the two of you. Enjoy that difference. I always say with this card, variety is the spice of life. Right, Aries, if you would like a personal reading, and we can take a look at exactly how this story is playing out in your life this month, because your reading is very interesting, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or via the website. You can book a reading there too. Both URLs or web addresses are showing up in the owl picture now. Or alternatively, you can do as was suggested in the beginning of the reading, and that is select your own cards. If you have your own tarot deck, I read them for you for a very small fee. It's great fun. I'm really enjoying doing these readings, and it's interactive, so one does it together. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching and listening.